Insurance? What insurance, Doc? Nope, that's not it. The one that pays you cash if you get hurt and can't work. And Dad's, it's right on the tip of my bill. Flapjack?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Tink, I knew the name all along.
Thursday, with only a few friends left, a family crisis sends Rachel into the arms of Ross.
I just don't want to be alone tonight.
Then, Will and Grace is now after Friends with Tracy Ullman, her fake finger. She's one smoking chef.
Nothing!
All new Will and Grace now after Friends, Thursday.
200,000 people here at the Daytona International Speedway watching the 46th running of the Daytona 500 with Tony Stewart still in the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. fighting a handling problem. His car is suddenly too free. The fans have gotten their money's worth so far. By the way, if took all the hot dogs they sold today and put them end to end, they would circle this 2.5-mile track. That's good. They wash it down with about 7,000 gallons worth of soft drinks. So concession stands are busy, and these guys are busy in the car. Tony Stewart trying to hold them off. One more pit stop if we stay green, and it will be very interesting to see what happens then. Gorgeous afternoon in Florida for the Daytona 500. Back upstairs to Alan, Wally, and Benny.
Hey, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Is there any kind of talk about maybe 2 tires on this last stop?
You gave it away, BP. Yep. Guys are starting to talk about 2 tires. They've seen how they work on some of the other cars. Depending on where you are and how your car is handling, these tires that some guys were complaining about earlier, you might just want 2 of them. We'll see what happens.
Well, I don't know, Wally. Asking these left sides to run 60-some laps is a lot.
That is asking a lot, Benny.
Dave,
although if you're desperate or you got nothing else to lose, go for it. Sorry, Dave.
Oh, thank you, Wally. I was waiting for the throw from you.
No,
not from BP this time. Hey, guys, there's a whole list of reasons why it's good that Tony Stewart continues to lead. I mean, one, everything, all the action, if there was on the track, will happen behind him. Secondly, if his car was running hot, they told him to watch his temperatures earlier. He's getting all the clean air. But you know, another one, Tony likes to concentrate, doesn't like distractions in his cockpit. Everything is taped down, and everyone is quiet because the spotter, no one really has to talk to him about cars around him.
Yeah. He doesn't have anybody that's trying him inside or outside, so.
Exactly. That's the key, is having somebody that will just run with you, that you don't have to be worrying about looking in your mirror and blocking and doing this and that. He's got 3 guys, 4 guys behind him. They're all content staying in the line right now, so it's a nice drive.
Daytona 500 history. Check our NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race fact. Drivers leading the most laps have failed to win 10 of the last 15 races here. Tony Stewart has led 74 of the 151 laps that have been completed so far.
I'll tell you what, as dominant as that 20 car has been today, if Tony Stewart were not to win this race, wow.
Guys, take me inside the car. If you're Tony Stewart or you're Scott Remmer, you're these other guys. You've been out here racing for a few hours now. The adrenaline from the heavy pack of traffic racing is settled out. You're kind of settled in line. You're trying to figure out what to do for the race. What's going on inside the car right now?
I think right now, yeah, everything's calmed down. And if you've got everybody working on the same plan, which is right now just log laps, stay in line, and when it comes down to the end, whoever is there in line, whether it's 5 or 6 of us, we'll sort it out then. You start racing now and getting crazy, you know, you're going to have the guys way back behind catch up, and it'll be a 15 or 20 car race. So I think right now everybody's just content trying to make some laps and just stay in line.
Jeff Gordon on the inside of Junior, trying to take a spot away from him.
Second group is beginning to catch that first fairly quickly.
Oh, wow. Bimple really gave Earnhardt a shot there. Almost turned him a little bit sideways.
That's for 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions, behind the front 2 plus the lap car of Kurt Busch. Now let's look back for the next pack of cars. You've got to go a long way to find Jimmy Johnson in the 48, the 6th place driver, Matt.
Alan, 8 laps ago, Jimmy Johnson's pack was just a 3-car pack. So his group made a pack with the 2nd pack to try to knock it out of line. Everyone just line up so they can get 6 cars together and maybe chase down that front pack. At one point, they were going to let the 29 of Harvick get in front because they actually feel like his car tows the group faster, but they were afraid at the 48 and 29 start jockeying, Dave, it was going to mess up their pack.
Matt, the 29 car made no chassis changes, but they finally got the tape ripped off the front of the grill. That was actually to help a loose-in condition more than it was overheating at this point for Kevin Harvick. Bill?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car is a little free. You saw that bump he got from the 16. He said, awesome, that's just what I needed, trying to push him by. Now he's back in traffic. Here we go again.
Okay, now see, but with these guys racing now, that back pack is going to make a lot of ground up on him.
Earnhardt Jr. to the outside of Scott Wimmer for second.
Biffle goes with Jr. and Wimmer, being the rookie that he is, says, okay, guys, go ahead. I'm perfectly content to be here in 5th or 6th.
He has no friends with that yellow stripe on his back bumper that signifies he's a first-year driver.
I've been telling all those rookies that yellow stripe means, hey, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Don't follow me. Because very seldom do they follow those rookies.
Now Earnhardt Jr. in second, up behind Kurt Busch. Tony Stewart, though, continuing to lead. There's Joe Gibbs, the team owner for Tony Stewart, trying to add another Daytona 500 championship to his long list of accomplishments. You saw on Discover Card Countdown to Green, Marty Snyder's visit with the coach about going back to the NFL at this stage in his life. So he's got another set of championships that he's after, not just the football, but the racing. Man, he looks a little intense there, doesn't he?
Biffle is just pushing the 8 car. He is to the front.
Oh, man, looked like Biffle got in the corner. He could not get it turned down the hill, but finally was able to do that.
Earnhardt Jr. up in front of Kurt Busch, down in front of Biffle.
And Gordon is going to try to leave Jeff hung out. Jeff Gordon's going to try to leave Biffle hung out.
And here comes that second group. Jimmy Johnson trying to pull Kevin Harvick and the others. Tell you, it'd be hard to walk away from that 97 car if I was looking for some drafting help, because he's been awfully strong.
Absolutely. And you're not racing him for position.
Yeah, that's it. At this point, Kurt Busch has everything to gain by working with somebody and nothing to lose. 45 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Just over 100 miles remaining in the Great American Race.
In what gear do you realize that a car is everything it's supposed to be? Gear do you know nothing can catch you? In what gear do you know it's the one? Introducing the Ford GT. This is the one. The pace car for an entire company.
Judy has a difficult job called 3 kids. She uses her Discover card to buy things like gas, household supplies, and pudding. Because Discover card pays her a cashback bonus award, so far she's earned $103. It's money she used to buy herself a little time off. Discover card. Why not get paid for the things you buy anyway? The Discover card is welcomed at BP Gas, Walgreens, Home Depot, and more than 1,000 new places every day.
I made the mistake of thinking my wireless plan was national. Of course, I only thought that because they told me so. Just look where I paid roaming charges. This one nailed me, slammed me, stung me, hammered me. 2 words, second mortgage.
With the Singular Nation plan, you never pay roaming or long distance, wherever you use your phone, however you use it. Plus, you get rollover and 5,000 nationwide mobile-to-mobile minutes.
I call it my nationwide means nationwide plan.
Singular Nation, another reason Singular fits you best.
Great hops make great beer.
Tonight, the premiere of Shrek on NBC.
You're expecting Prince Charming.
Starring Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy.
Man, I can't feel my toes. I don't have any toes.
Plus, a never-before-seen Shrek 2 preview. Wow. Shrek, NBC tonight, 7/6 Central.
The 46th Daytona 500, live on NBC Sports from the Daytona International Speedway, about to turn 400 miles long. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, three of the biggest stars of the sport of NASCAR racing, hold down the top three spots as they now enter the final 100 miles of the sport's biggest prize.
The third car, the dark car, number 97, Kurt Busch, is as fast as these front two cars, but unfortunately he had to make an unscheduled stop earlier. He's still one lap down, 2.5 miles behind those two cars.
There are 17 cars on the lead lap at this point. The field is broken off into two groups of drafting. You've got that front group separated by about 7 seconds on a second draft headed by Jimmy Johnson, and the second group not making any headway on the first. Gave you the first three. Greg Biffle runs fourth, and Scott Wimmer is running in fifth position. Rookie driver out of Wisconsin. Matt Yoakum has more on the 22 team's effort.
Wimmer just told his crew chief Frank Stoddard the car is just way too loose to hold it on the bottom. One of Frank Stoddard's key guys is his new race engineer, Derek Finley. Back in 1995, while taking his senior exam for engineering at the University of New Mexico, his cell phone rang. His professor said, "I think you should not answer that. I would highly suggest not answering it." He looked down, saw the caller ID, says, "I think you're wrong. It's Dale Earnhardt." He walked outside, took the call. Earnhardt offering him a job to be DEI's first engineer. He was there when the one car first went to victory lane, and the success that started with the 8 and the 15. He's bounced around a little bit, but landed here at the 22. The Earnhardt connection is even here in the 22 pit.
Scott Wimmer having a terrific day in his inaugural Daytona 500, running in fifth place.
They're starting to run across some lap cars, and trying to get around these lap cars might give Junior in that 8 car the opening that he needs to get by Tony Stewart.
You might be right, BP.
Remember how Tony Stewart got in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. way back in the very first set of pit stops in this race that came at lap 29. Jr. was leading Tony Stewart. When they started slowing down to get the pit road, Stewart went by Jr., then braked for the pit lane, and really Jr. hasn't been back around him ever since.
And if these guys can get through traffic better than anybody else and get, open up the gap between the third and the fourth place car, that's even going to help them. But they want to keep Kurt Busch with them, because he's a lap down, he's no threat, he's a fast car, so the three of these cars can leave everybody else. That's what they want. They don't want any competition at the end of this race. Dave, what are they saying about the 97 car? Because he's awfully fast.
Well, Wally, I just wanted to review how they got there. Remember, they had that trouble with Junior early in the race, and they pitted under green on lap 47 and lost that time. But the big break for them was on lap 59 when there was a caution for the wreck with Rusty and Kenny and Jeff Green. They had a chance to come in and fix that right front fender correctly. That's why he's a factor now to help the other guys, and maybe even if he gets his lap back, a factor for the win. Bill?
I just asked car chief Tony Eury Jr. how the 8 is going to get past the 20 of Tony Stewart. He said, "We're going to beat him off pit road."
And those final pit stops will be coming up fairly soon.
Hey, you know what, Bill? That was interesting you brought that up with the 97 and the 8, because if the 97 is still mad with the 8 and it comes down to the end, 97 might go with the 20.
You know, some of the conversation on these radios have been good, Wally, but they did tell some of these guys, if you push that 8 across the finish line, it makes you a very popular driver.
Yeah. Earnhardt Jr., winner of the most popular driver award. He's got a lot of fans here in Daytona Beach in these stands. A little separation here for those top two, weaving through some lap traffic.
Now, this is the most separation we've seen all day between the second and third place cars. Jeff Gordon trying to go by Mike Skinner, the lap car. Also another lap car. And Kurt Busch in the 97 has fallen off that front two a little bit. If he falls back to Jeff Gordon, he might be able to take Jeff Gordon back up in contact with the front two.
It seems like Gordon's car might even be better when it's not in a big group of cars, because he gets kind of hung out, or he falls back and all of a sudden he works his way back up. But it seems like when he's in a pack, he has his hands full.
Still a few laps away from those pit stops. Let's take a break. We'll come back in time for what should be critical final stops to pit road.
Nothing sounds better than pizza and Pepsi. It's the cola.
I'm Jesse James. A car is not just a way to get from point A to point B. It is the point. That's where the pros at AutoZone can help. They've got the stuff you need to make your car as cool as you want. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
My family's like yours in every way. The kids make a mess or don't obey. As days fly by, I see them growing. I hope someday they'll have kids of their own. They're crazy, but in spite of everything, I love my family and I wouldn't change a thing. I'm loving it.
The Gillette Young Guns. To me, shaving is just like racing. I'll do anything I can to get an advantage, so I use Mach 3 Turbo Champion from Gillette. It's the closest, most comfortable shave, even against the grain. It keeps me ahead of the competition.
What are you doing in my car?
Nothing.
What are you guys doing?
Nothing.
Mach 3 Turbo Champion, the only razor used by the Gillette Young Guns.
In 1947, a group of guys wanted to create a sport for the average fan. They failed. The average fan would never show up for a sporting event 5 days before it begins. The average fan would never be brought to tears by just a number. The average fan would never limit his wardrobe to a single color. Thanks for the American sport that's anything but average. Nextel, proud to be fans.
I'm Jesse James. When it comes to my cars, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I trust the pros at AutoZone for all the stuff I need. If you care enough about your car, get in the zone. AutoZone.
Back at Daytona International Speedway, here come the leaders to pit road. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to pull a reverse on Tony Stewart and outbrake him to the pit lane. Greg Biffle, Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Scott Wimmer in. These stops coming in the final laps of the Daytona 500. Dave?
Tony Stewart's car is just a hair loose. He asked for just a little bit more air pressure in the right front to tighten up that car. Bill?
Tony Earnhardt Jr. told his crew on the radio it's showtime. It's 4 tires and fuel for the 8 that come around to the left side. Matt?
Jeff Gordon trying to win his 3rd Daytona 500. They put a half a pound of air pressure back in that they took out in the last stop. The 22 car is going to be the 24 out pit road, as does the 20 and the 8.
2 tires on the 22 car, Matt. Get you to confirm that for us, but I'm pretty sure I saw Scott Wimmer lead with just 2 tires.
2 tires on the 22 car, no adjustments.
All right, so Frankie Stoddard, Scott Wimmer's crew chief, going to roll the dice on the tire strategy.
But he has no one to work with him. He's by himself.
And when these guys get to MVP, they're going to say bye-bye.
Just blow by him. Here comes the second group of cars then.
Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Joe Nemechek. All from that second lead pack down the pit lane. Marty?
Joe Nemechek's had a great run in a car that's very good, pitting with Kevin Harvick. It'll be a 4-tire stop for the 01. Dave?
4-tire stop for Kevin Harvick. No chassis changes. Car is not running hot. They need to get the left side on quick. Matt?
And the 48 is in. Remember, that slow pit stop cost them last time. He is now down and away. He will be going out with the 29 and the 01.
And Greg Biffle's chance to win the Daytona 500 is gone. He's on pit road to serve a penalty for speeding coming in for his pit stop last time by. Unless the caution comes out and allows him to catch up to the pack. Sorry, Greg.
Yep.
Have to wait till next year.
And we saw when he made his entry on the pit road, all the ground that he made up. you knew that he was too fast, and the NASCAR officials did not let it pass.
So Scott Wimmer's team takes just 2 tires. He's well clear of these 2, Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
But when they get to him, they're going to be going fast.
Wimmer now the leader with 29 laps to go. Here's
Frankie Stoddard watches him go by. Here's the cars coming on the pit road just a moment ago. There we see Jr. tries his best to get in front of Tony Stewart. Can't go out and make it. But look at Biffle up there. He just passes all these cars as he entered pit road. Look at the ground he made up. And that's obviously speeding.
Yeah, the wheels locked up.
No kidding.
Yep. So the pass-through penalty for Greg Biffle has dropped him down to 14th place, 27 seconds behind leader Scott Wimmer. Now these 2 drivers, Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr., are second and third, 2.6 seconds behind Scott Wimmer. Problem for Wimmer is he's out there all by himself. There he goes, and here come these 2 cars with the lap car of Kurt Busch all tucked up in the draft.
Guys are about a half a second to 3/4 of a second a lap faster than Scott Wimmer, who's sitting out there by himself. So he's really a sitting duck.
And Frankie Stoddard, the crew chief on this 22, that's exactly that shot we saw. He was saying, man, why did I do that?
I'm a sitting duck.
Why didn't I change 2 tires and get with these guys?
We showed you earlier our Home Depot virtual garage how the cars tucked tightly together in the draft here at Daytona basically break the air more efficiently than the 1 car running by itself and are faster. And there's the gap from Wimmer to Tony Stewart, and you can watch the intervals shrink in our real-time telemetry.
And another thing Scott's going to have to worry about is that car's handling is not going to be as good with 2 tires on it. So he's going to have to use a lot more racetrack than the 3 cars that are behind him right now.
If Scott Wimmer, the 22, had just another car do the same strategy and get hooked up together, it's great strategy. But
exactly.
By yourself, no good. Dave?
And BP, that's what happened to Jeremy Mayfield on Thursday's 125-mile qualifier. They had made deals with other guys to take only 2 tires, but then everyone bagged him. And as we saw on Thursday, everyone closed in on Jeremy, and then they passed him. They blew right by him. Same thing potentially for Scott Wimmer here.
Another guy that's out there all by himself is Jeff Gordon. Scott Wimmer now down to just 0.8 of a second his lead. Matt?
We've talked a lot about gambling. Frank Stoddard, 2 tires. Very gutsy call.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty easy call. You know, we were at the back of that line right there. You know, we're just here to get a top 10 finish. I'd like to win the Daytona 500. I wasn't going to win the Daytona 500. The team wasn't going to win it. Caterpillar wasn't going to win it by putting on 4 because, you know, even if we had a great pit stop, chances are that we weren't going to beat both of them out. That was our chance to try to win it. They got a heck of a draft on us. We're probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. But it's been a heck of a showing all day. Scott's done a great job. The team's done a great job. And, you know, hey, well, you never know. Maybe we'll hold them off.
Okay, go on back up.
BP, we talked about it earlier. 3 cars is faster than 1.
Oh, yeah. And Scott Wimmer was by himself. These 3 cars hooked up. And now, can he stay in front? Frankie said maybe we can stay in front of him. He has shown some speed, but with 2 tires, I doubt it.
I don't think so either, Benny. Maybe he'll stay a little while, but
he was bobbing and weaving for all he could, trying to put the block on Tony Stewart.
Eventually, he'll be sliding up the racetrack. He'll leave that bottom open, and those guys will drive underneath him.
Maybe right now.
Right now? Okay.
Wimmer up the hill off turn number 2. Here comes Tony Stewart for the lead. Wimmer to block. But I don't think it's going to work.
Looks just like Wally World, doesn't it?
Yeah. Didn't we do this once before?
So Tony Stewart reclaims the lead in the Daytona 500.
I'll tell you what, the key to this whole deal right now is that 97 car. Who he goes with. Bill, what are they saying about the 8? I think the 8 needs some help, doesn't he?
He's in pretty good shape right now. He just wants the laps counted down. Wally, you know, after the twins on Thursday, Tony Uri Sr. was very disappointed that Michael Waltrip didn't work with him and made a comment to that effect after the race. Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. went to the media center and was immediately asked about the comment. Only he thought Tony Uri Jr. made it. So he stormed out of the media center, went back to the garage, and got in a confrontation with Tony Uri Jr. What are you saying? What are you saying? saying? Well, Dad just stood in the corner and watched and laughed. Junior was apologizing for something he didn't even do until Dad walked in and said, it was me that made the comment.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know who the most popular spotter up there is right now?
Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our Budweiser aerial coverage of this Daytona 500. Looking down on the drivers who will decide the win among them. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Scott Wimmer hanging on to the lead draft. But the man in the third running car in line, Kurt Busch, who is one lap down, been with these leaders for a long time now.
And the spot that you're talking about is Jeremy Brickhouse, the nephew of Richard Brickhouse, who won the first race at Talladega.
Wow. Will he be able to push Dale Jr. by Tony Stewart for the win?
Wow.
Will he be able to, and will he?
That's right. I'll tell you, the spotters will all have a little meeting. One will have a Home Depot jacket on, one will have a Budweiser jacket, and then there'll be the Sharpie jacket, and they'll all be in huddle.
Spotters, of course, positioned high atop the grandstand, atop the towers here at Daytona to look and help their driver around the racetrack, spot trouble ahead, communicate back and forth with the driver. You are looking at Kurt Busch's spotter. Let's make a deal in progress. That's Dale Jr.'s spotter there, Stevie Reeves, that's talking with Brickhouse.
So they're already together. Yeah, it wasn't going to take long.
Hey, guys, I'm with Jimmy Fennig down here on the pit box. You appear to be the key to this whole thing. Any great deals yet? You know who you're going to go with?
Well, the 8-car wanted to come and ask for some help, but we also got to remember he's the one who caused us 2 laps down. So, I know it's Kurt's job out there. He's driving that car. We're not.
Drivers and teams never forget, do they, Weber?
Jimmy Fennig said you just paid him a visit. Well, what were you talking about with Jimmy Fennig, Tony?
We just told a few jokes.
A few jokes? Did you ask for a little help?
I just went down and had a conversation with him, see how they felt about the end of this race. So we'll see what happens at the end.
Okay. He's smiling now, but he wasn't when he came back from the 97.
Yeah, I bet not. I bet not, Bill.
Well, we're down to it. The final 50 miles of the Daytona 500. Now, stops have been made. No fuel necessary to make the finish.
You know, one thing you were talking about earlier about, well, you know, it's popular to push Junior across, but I'll tell you what, you still got to face your crew guys. If you're in the 97 and go, man, that's a guy that put us 2 laps down. That Kurt's in a tough position right now.
We're seeing the top 3 plus the lap car of Kurt Busch. Now look at the gap back to Jeff Gordon and the amount of time he lost in that last exchange.
As a matter of fact, Jeff Gordon has fallen back all the way to this next group of Kevin Harvick and Jimmy Johnson. Matt?
About 10 laps ago, Benny, Jeff Gordon came on the radio and says, I have to know who is coming, who is leading that pack, so I can be ready to block, because that big pack will blow by me in a second, but I'm not careful. He was hoping Skinner would jump in front and act kind of like a blocker to help push him. Kevin Harvick and his teammate Jimmy Johnson are in that pack, so they're going to try to hook up as they're making the pass to the lead.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. going for the lead of the Daytona 500.
We'll see who
so
97 goes.
Not wanting to give it up.
97, who's he going with?
Gonna go with Stewart.
22, and he's going with Stewart.
I had to think he would.
Junior could not quite make it. He's still trying. Here he goes
look
again.
At this. Another run to the inside of Stewart, and he might have him this time.
A great run going to turn 3. He's got it.
Good job. You're clear.
New leader of the 500 is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Wow. And the fans are going nuts in Daytona. You know, someone told me a couple of days ago, if this kid in the 8-car wins the Daytona 500, we might not be safe in this tower line. These fans will go ballistic.
I think they'll rock the stands, huh?
They will rock the stands in Daytona.
Okay, so now whose spotter's trying to make a deal with Kurt Busch's?
Well, now we know pretty much what's going to happen.
Dave?
They told Tony Stewart right before that Kurt swears he's going to go with you. Now, that was one opportunity, but I see at least another opportunity, guys, coming up where Kurt still has a chance to help the 20 a lot.
Yes, you are right, Dave.
Well, he tried, but Junior was just enough to get around him. And a change for 4th place, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, And now Joe Nemechek trying to draft by Jeff Gordon.
Nemechek's going to get by. Is that Elliott Sadler behind Nemechek as well?
And up front, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with a little gap between himself and Tony Stewart. Earnhardt Jr. in his 5th Daytona 500. He's had a good deal of success at this track's sister speedway in Talladega, Alabama, winning 4 of the last 5 races there. But he's had troubles in this race. 13th, 2nd, then 29th and 36th. His last 2 500 finishes.
I bet Junior's car, if it was still a little bit loose, he's loving it now, because as you run and put more laps on these tires, the car starts to tighten up and may get it just perfect near the end.
Junior's got to be looking in the mirror a lot right now. Got to anticipate whatever move he thinks 20's going to make, because the 20 is going to make a move, and he pretty much knows the 97 is going to go with him now.
That die has been cast.
Yes. Yeah. It'd just be interesting to see how long Tony waits, because I don't think he can wait till the last 2 or 3 laps.
Oh, I don't think so either.
You're going to have to do it.
Agree, yeah. If he's not under him coming to the white flag, it's going to be awfully hard to finish a pass in a lap. As evenly matched as these 2 cars have been all day.
And we watched Happy Hour yesterday, and we watched Dale Earnhardt Jr. in this 8-car practice lap after lap, and we said he must not be happy. I talked to Tony Urias Sr. this morning, and why did you practice so much? Because the driver was not happy with the car. They finally put the car back chassis-wise like they raced it last year in the Daytona 500.
And Junior said earlier in the show that every time you go out, it's different anyway. So I think they were trying to get as much information as they could to make the right adjustments.
Tony Stewart has led nearly half of this Daytona 500, 97 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just told the next 2 cars in front of you to get us the bottom. That's what I was doing, sorry.
See, and Stevie Reeves told us that he's not accustomed, told Bill and I, he's just not accustomed to someone like Junior on the radio.
Junior wants to hear more.
And he's so aggressive, you're right. He wants help all the time.
Yeah. 14 laps to go.
So Stevie didn't say anything down the backstretch, and Junior said, come on, Spotter, tell me something.
Yeah.
And let me say, this is the first race that Stevie Reeves has spotted for the 8-car. Last year, the job was done by Ty Norris.
Looking. And you see the 97 is going to go. But Tony Stewart has got to be closer to the 8-car for him to make that move.
Well, don't you think, too, the 97's got to be closer to the 20 for him to help Tony.
Yeah, but if all three of these guys have to get in a different spot than the 8 is, but the 8 is so far in front, he can just weave. So if the 20 gets a fender on the 8-car and the other 2 cars line up, they should get by the 8-car, but right now they can't get close enough to Dale Jr.
You know, we criticized Frankie Stoddard for changing 2 tires, but if he can hang on for another 13 laps, that was the right move, because Scott Wimmer has a solid 3rd-place finish in the Daytona 500.
Yeah, he's 8 seconds ahead of 4th place Kevin Harvick. Whoa, another bob and weave by Stewart.
See, like I said, Tony's not close enough. He's got to get a little bit closer to Dale Jr. to do that.
So what's he trying to do with all that move? Just get Earnhardt Jr. to react and maybe unsettle his car with a quick correction?
Not so much to react and unsettle the car, but to try to break the draft is all they're trying to do. And if he can move up and the 97 move up with him and Earnhardt move down, he'll gain that little bit on the racetrack. Dave.
And as they look again to the outside, we believe the 97 can help the 20, right?
Yeah.
Well, Kurt's got this problem. The 22 wants him out of there because he knows he's a lap down. They just radioed that to Kurt. Matt?
That's exactly right, Dave. In fact, Frank Stoddard just told Wimmer, he said the 97 is telling us they're going to pull out of the way with 3 laps to go. We're hoping that maybe he'll pull out sooner so we can get you up closer.
Well, a great run that Tony got off turn 2 as Junior passed that lap car, but it wasn't quite enough.
Go ahead, Bill.
Why does Dale Earnhardt Jr. like restrictor plate racing when a lot of drivers say it's not their favorite type of racing? Because it makes you think, and he's thinking pretty hard right now.
Well, the thing is, if the 97 car, Kurt Busch, pulls out and Wimmer passes him, those two front cars are going to be far enough ahead where I don't think Wimmer can even make an attack.
Okay, about 10 to go next time. And all three of them in front of you, I've told.
Stewart is going to need help.
The Dale Earnhardt Incorporated team so dominant at Daytona and Talladega, where the restricted engine package is used. You saw the graphic. Michael Waltrip, winner of this Daytona 500 2 of the last 3 years. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. has yet to win the sport's biggest race. It took his father 20 years to win it. Despite being this track's most victorious driver, Dale Earnhardt claimed 34 Daytona victories in his career.
Like Junior's car looks good, though. Looks very strong. They can't get to the rear bumper. So they're going to have to come up on some slower cars here.
Well, that was what you just heard Earnhardt Jr. and his spotter Stevie Reeves talking about. Stevie has his job is to go talk to the spotters of those cars, make sure they know the leaders coming up behind them and which lane the leader would prefer to have. They don't have to give it to him, but obviously they are giving Junior the bottom now like he wanted to have. Dave?
Kurt Busch radioed in. One more try for you, Tony. That's all I've got for you. Matt?
Scott Wimmer was starting to fade a little bit from the 97. He asked Frank Stoddard, tell Busch not to pull out yet. I need to kind of gain back up a little bit of the ground that I lost. They're also thinking about the bigger picture. Momentum coming out of Daytona.
A terrific run for this 22 car.
Yep.
Fantastic. Another car that we have that is a surprise in the 500. We have not seen that speed in the 22 car until today. We saw it in the 23, his team car, but not the 22.
9 laps to go. And now those other two drivers, Kurt Busch and Scott Wimmer, fading off Tony Stewart's back bumper. That's not good news for fans of the orange car. Because unless the handling bobbles on that 8 car, one car by itself, the 20, is just not going to be able to pull around and pass him here at Daytona.
I don't think so. Not Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bill.
Yeah, you guys were just talking about the past history here at this track. Tony looking the outside, Junior wants the inside. It was 56 years ago today on Daytona's famous beach course that NASCAR ran its first sanctioned race. Also on February 15th, David Pearson won the 500. That was in 76. The King won it on February 15th in 81. And Bill Elliott won from the pole in 1987. But Alan, as you were talking about, many fans will tell you the greatest moment in NASCAR racing came more recently than that, when the late Dale Earnhardt Sr. won his first and only Daytona 500 6 years ago today, February 15th, 1998.
And if you had the privilege of being here at Daytona that day, you'll never forget it. You saw what winning the Daytona 500 meant in the emotion that Dale Earnhardt showed in victory lane. It was like many had never seen him before.
I think Stewart laid back.
He laid back to get Kurt Busch to try to get a push by Junior. He knew he couldn't do it by himself. He tried to find someone to help him.
And that's the smartest thing he could do.
Exactly.
If he just lays back and lets Kurt know he's going to lay back, they'll get a heck of a run.
A lot of drivers call this drafting thing a high-speed game of chess. Strategy, moves, knowing which moves to make and when.
And that's why Earnhardt Jr. keep asking Stevie for that information, because if he sees the 20 laying back, he needs to lay back a little bit.
And his dad, Dale Earnhardt, was the greatest at that. He saw a car backing up, he would back up to them, so they couldn't get that run. Junior might be doing the same thing.
Tony Stewart, so optimistic all week long. After some early Speed Week troubles, they got that 20 cars handling dialed in on Thursday when they ran the qualifying races here that set the starting order for the 500. And since then, he's been very bubbly. Got into the final practice crash yesterday, turned his week on a downside, but right from the start of this race, that 20 car has been fast. It got up in the early laps, drafted with Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the front, and these two drivers have dominated most of this race.
And Busch lit up the racetrack there.
Got to run. You're all clear.
Bog and a weave.
See, that was a spotter on the backstretch that gave him that signal. Because Stevie Reeves from the front stretch really can't see that well coming off turn 2.
Five to go when they come to the start-finish line.
That's frustrating for the guys behind Junior, and he's so antsy right now. He wants this thing to be over.
The 97's kind of dropped back, so watch for him hanging back.
And Tony's like, come on, he's waving. Let's go, come on, let's go. We need some help. What's he saying, Dave?
Well, I can't confirm that strategy that you'd mentioned about falling back, but I can confirm that Tony on his own was doing everything that he could. He radioed in, he said, guys, that is all I've got. I'm giving all I can. That was when he was running alone.
It's got to be frustrating for Stewart to track that 8-car lap after lap, hoping it bobbles, and so far,
yeah,
he just can't see it.
Junior's not going to bobble. I mean, he just needs, what he has to have is help, and he doesn't have those guys close enough to do it. And Junior, on the other hand, he's going, yeah, get that 97 out of that pack. He wants to see that car as far back from the 20 as possible, Tony Stewart, because he knows that 97 of Kurt Busch is not on the tail of Tony Stewart. Tony can't do anything with him.
The teams have done all they can for their driver now, barring a caution flag, and even if a caution flag, these guys aren't coming to pit road. It's all up to the man behind the wheel. There are the Uris. Tony Uri Sr. on the left, Tony Uri Jr. on the right. Tony Uri Sr. working with Dale Earnhardt for so many years. And there's Joe Gibbs watching his driver, Tony Stewart, try to earn the Joe Gibbs Racing Organization a second Daytona 500 trophy.
When Dale Earnhardt's children
back to him a little bit.
wanted to go racing, that was Dale Jr., Kerry, and Kelly, the daughter. He turned them over to Tony Uri Sr. I said, okay, here you go. Here's my kids. Take them racing. See which one has some talent. And obviously, he has proven, Dale Jr. has proven to have some great talent.
Kurt Busch, Scott Wimmer, and the lap car of Kyle Petty.
And that's not to say that Kerry doesn't have talent as well.
Junior has certainly demonstrated himself to be a top-notch driver.
Yes, he has.
And he's trying to win NASCAR racing's biggest prize, the Daytona 500. He'll be 5 miles away when he comes to the start-finish line this time. Afternoon sun beginning to cast long shadows over the Daytona International Speedway. And now just 2 laps remaining in this race.
Stewart just can't get to him. Kurt Busch got back about 3 or 4 car lengths there. No help to the 20 car of Tony Stewart.
But remember, we think back to what happened to Bill Elliott at Homestead.
Dale Earnhardt Sr. here.
And his father in 1990 on the last lap about right
there.
here.
Yeah. Fuel, Junior?
Cut a tire.
You're perfect. Not a problem at all. We've been stopping short for him all day.
And lost the race.
He asked me about fuel. And Tony Uri said, you're perfect. We've been stopping early because Tony Stewart had a problem with fuel.
Fans come to their feet as Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart take the white flag. We're in the final lap of the Daytona 500. Jr. took the lead from Tony Stewart with 19 laps to go after he trailed Stewart's orange Chevrolet for much of the central part of the race. Now he's got to hang on for 3/4 of a lap to earn a victory in the sport's biggest event. Stewart not close enough to make a move yet. It's all going to come down to whether Earnhardt has a bobble or a problem in this final third of a lap.
Yeah, you can't get emotional yet because you've got to get off turn 4 and back to the start-finish line.
You can see it now.
The legacy continues. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 46th Daytona 500.
Got it. Yeah, great run for Wimmer, too. Fantastic.
Tony Stewart second, Scott Wimmer third, Kevin Harvick fourth, and Jimmy Johnson fifth. For Dale Earnhardt Jr., his first victory in the 500 in his 5th try.
And there are some happy people. But none no happier than him.
Oh, that's right. You can't overstate the months of preparation that go into running this one race. These teams take these cars to the wind tunnel, various engineering rigs like chassis dynamometers and 7-post rigs to test them, get them all dialed together for this one shot at getting their names inscribed on the Harley Earl Trophy. And it's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s who will be inscribed as the 2004 winner. Matt?
A hug from Danny Earnhardt. Tony Eury Sr., it's the Daytona 500. This track is so meaningful for you and the Earnhardts. What does this mean to win it finally?
Phew. I know what Big E went through all them years trying to win this race. Phew. We just won the Super Bowl this NASCAR racing, and you don't believe how hard we worked to get here. We got to thank John Andretti, Slugger, Michael Walter, everybody. It's great.
Tony, he is like your other son. This has to be special for you to help him win this dream.
Yeah. These two kids I got here, Dale Jr. and Tony Jr., they both worked their guts out for this race team. We worked 14 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last month and a half to get here. Trying to build a car better than this car. We didn't think this car was going to be good enough to win this year. We just couldn't do it, so we rubbed on this one the week before we came. Worked the body shop to death and the fab shop to death, and Wayne, Mickey, and AJ, and Bruce, and everybody else there, and they did it, man. You guys back home, we did it.
All right, Junior stopped right there and acknowledged these fans.
He's got something up his sleeve, I think.
Just get out and acknowledge these fans. They love you.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Get out of the way from Tigers. Let me in there.
You want to know what winning this race means to someone? Have a look. He said when we interviewed him earlier at the start of the broadcast day, a little afternoon Eastern, said if I win this race tonight, I don't know when the party's going to stop. Well, it sure started now.
Now there's a hug.
Yeah.
Tony Eury Jr., Dale Earnhardt Jr. Their dads grew up together. They grew up together. Just a hug from his uncle, Danny Earnhardt.
Yeah, valid point just made to me there. He is leading the NASCAR Busch Series race that's going to run here tomorrow. I guess you better be careful how long that party goes on, huh?
J.R. Rhodes there in a white shirt who...
And the NASCAR official saying, okay, let's get this car to victory lane, please. We got a trophy to give you. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the third, now completing the third father and son combination to win a 500. Lee Petty and Richard Petty did it. Bobby Allison and Davey Allison did it. And now Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 29th driver to win the 500. Might get that thing stuck in the grass. It's wet from all the rain we had here last night.
I think there's enough people down there to push it out.
Oh, yeah. He said, I saw my daddy do this back in 1998.
Yes, sir, BP. Dave Burns.
With Tony Stewart, who finished second. Hey, coming in, I heard the pride in your voice to your crew, but I know there's got to be some frustration after following for so long and not being able to pass that 8 car. And leading most of the day.
I tell you what, I'm so proud of this Home Depot team. I mean, John Andretti crashed us yesterday just being stupid, but that's what John does. So, but I mean, he tore a lot of things up on a good race car, and these guys worked all night to make it right. And I tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of this Home Depot team. They never gave up all week. I mean, we had a great handling car all week. We just needed speed, and you know, Mark Cromquist and all the guys back in Charlotte, the engine department at Joe Gibbs Racing, and all the guys here at the track. I mean, we just kept throwing combinations after combination after it, and just kept working on our car. And I'm just so proud of these guys. I can't believe it. I mean, sure, I'd love to be down there in victory lane right now, but I mean, the 8 car was the class of the field all week, and you know, to stay ahead of him as long as we did. I mean, when he decided he was ready to pull the pin, he pulled it. But, you know, at the same time, I mean, we ran a good race. And, I mean, I tell you what, him and I have worked together as a team at these restrictor plate tracks for the last 3 years. And, you know, as long as we can get that combination like this and finish 1-2 like this, you know, he's got his now. I'll get mine next year.
All right, very close for Tony today. His best finish in 6 Daytona 500s. Bill Weber in victory lane.
I'm in victory lane, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. will once again climb out of his victorious Budweiser Chevrolet. In the same victory lane where 6 years ago today, his father celebrated a win in the Great American Race, the only time his dad won that race. It took his father 20 tries. Junior is here as a kid. There's Tony Eury Sr., a big hug for his other son. Now the family's here. Teresa Earnhardt. So, how long's the party gonna last?
Man, I don't know.
You got a race tomorrow, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do that, huh? Good God, I'm Daytona 500 champion. I can't believe it.
Forever, Dale, forever.
Yeah, I'm just amazed, man. It's just awesome that I couldn't believe I passed him by myself.
Tell me about it.
What's going on here?
Tell me about it, because you were thinking about it for a while.
Oh, I was trying for a damn while, but I didn't know it's going on forever. It's like a magic trick. I tried to figure out how to pass him, and I got a run on him, and made it happen somehow. I don't know. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing at that point. You're just trying your heart out, and I had a great car, awesome car built by Tony Sr. and all the guys. I want to say to my sister, my mama back home, all my friends. Good God, I can't believe it. It's the greatest ever.
We talked during testing. You said you thought it's harder to win the Daytona 500 than to win the Nextel Cup champion.
Yeah, I ain't got to worry about that no more.
You sure don't.
Man, I tell you, it's a hard race to win. You know, it's a season in itself. That entire race is just, there's so many things going on, so much running through your mind. You know, I've seen it, been lost so many times by Dad over and over, and I was taught so many lessons by this place before I ever got behind the wheel, and God, I'm glad I ain't got to worry about it no more. Man, this is awesome.
You're only the third father-son combination to win the Daytona 500. Dale, your father won it 6 years ago today.
Yeah, I mean, he was over in the passenger side riding with me. I'm sure he was having a blast. Believe it or not, I'm real surprised. The Goodyear tire did good all day. I didn't expect our car to handle them so well, but the car drove awesome all day. It's real loose there at the end, but you know, had to be that way to be able to run good on old tires. And Tony had a great car. We kind of been such good friends, you know, and we helped each other all day. And by the way, thinking of my other teammate, Michael Watcher, I'm glad he's all right. That was a scary-looking accident, but I got a full week ahead of me. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, you're going to be a little busy for the next few days. Hey, you're leading the championship standings, too.
For the first time in my life. This is awesome.
Congratulations, Dale. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the Daytona 500 champion of 2004.
He described the pass on Tony Stewart for us. Chevy congratulating Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the number 8 Monte Carlo on today's big win. Our Chevy winning moment is Earnhardt Jr. getting around Tony Stewart to take the top spot in the 500 for good with 19 laps to go.
Wally, he said, I don't know how I did it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did it. He blew by the 20 car. Got right up to the door, had a heck of a run, a lot of momentum.
And Kurt Busch in the 97 car tried his best to help the 20 keep up with him. It would not work.
No car has dominated Cup racing like the defending manufacturer's champion, Chevy, and American Revolution. Results on the 46th Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the winner in his 5th attempt, the 29th different driver to win a 500 in its 46 years. And don't go away. Extensive post-race coverage of this great American race coming up. We'll talk with all of the top finishers. We'll hear from Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Scott Wimmer, hopefully. Jimmy Johnson will be in there as well. As I said, extensive post-race coverage coming up, so stay with us. We're not done here at the World Center of Racing yet. We look at the final results from today's Daytona 500. Some of the drivers involved in the big 12-car accident on the back straightaway near the race's midway point, including defending winner Michael Waltrip. Everyone okay from the crash, but a number sidelined and their Daytona 500 dream dashed for another 12 months.
The 10 cars not able to complete the 500 miles in Daytona.
And Mark Martin, Jeff Burton, Casey Kane all out early with engine problems. Tony Stewart down to congratulate his rival for the Daytona 500 trophy today, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and team. A valiant effort by Stewart. You heard Tony express a lot of pride in his team, had to rebuild his wrecked race car last night, but it wasn't enough to hold off Jr., who wins the Daytona 500 of 2004. We're back after this.
NBC Tonight. American Dreams is back. A daughter leaves home, and a young boy takes his first steps.
The surgery worked.
Plus, guest star Nick Lachey. It's not all new American Dreams. NBC Tonight at a later time, 9/8 Central.
These days, people just aren't satisfied with ordinary, and neither are we. Introducing Wendy's new Peppercorn Caesar Chicken, a delicious peppercorn Caesar sauce, seasoned with Parmesan pepper and garlic, plus an exciting natural Caesar Jack cheese. On Wendy's new even tastier, tender, juicy whole chicken breast filet. Wendy's Peppercorn Caesar Chicken, an extraordinary new sandwich you've just got to try. It's better here. And remember, you can eat great even late.
Sometimes stuff just doesn't work right. That's why you should drive a Toyota certified used vehicle. Toyotas have that dependable quality, so you shouldn't have to worry about high repair costs. Don't you wish Toyota made more stuff? See your Toyota dealer now for great low financing on Toyota certified used vehicles. The best new cars make the best used cars.
At Tan Bank, we've been able to attract the most qualified and most professional tellers that are available here in Hampton Roads. Our tellers are focused on providing extraordinary service to our members. And at Tan Bank, what we seek when we bring any member onto our team is that we're looking for individuals that have that hometown feeling, hometown spirit about them, and we want individuals that love people. And they have to have an intense desire to serve people. And to us, that's what hometown banking is all about.
Ice in Hampton Roads, Monday at 5 and 6 on Wavy News 10.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
NBC Sports welcomes you to the Nextel post-race report. Continuing coverage of the 46th Daytona 500 that has been won by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Matt Yoakum.
And Kevin Harvick, you had a drafting buddy there for a while, and Jimmy Johnson. You guys just could not get to the front. How would you describe this race today, Kevin?
It was boring as hell, I think. It was one of those deals where everything got so spread out, and the guys up front stayed single file, and Jimmy and myself, and I think it was the 0-01. We just stayed in line and did all we could do. But all in all, it's been a good couple weeks for the GM Goodwin Chevrolet, and we just got a good start to the season. And all in all, it's good for us to start the season because we've been on both sides. So coming out of here with a good finish is way to go.
Good finish is a plus, but still it has to be frustrating. You guys put so much into this weekend.
Yeah, everybody wants to be racing for the win, and we sat there in a larger group behind the front group, and we just couldn't catch them. And so we were pretty frustrated with that. We thought when we had 6 and they had 3 or 4, we would be able to reel them in, but we just couldn't go anywhere. So we just sat there in line, waving at each other to stay in line, and just kind of rode for 100 laps and have a top 5. But hats off to everybody at Hendrick Motorsports and this entire Lowe's team. If we want to win the championship, we need to be around at the end of every race, and top 5 is a great way to come out of here.
Looking at the bigger picture, they came home with top 5s today, which is good news, Marty.
Matty, what a terrific run for rookie Scott Wimmer. And let's talk about the 2-tire change. Did you think you could hold the 8 and 20 behind you there?
No, I was just hoping we could get to draft with a couple other cars, and they wouldn't even got up to me. But real proud of my Caterpillar guys. They did a great job all day long. 2 tires was the best choice for us. We almost lost draft a little bit there right before that pit stop, and It's put us right back in contention. I'm proud of him, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come.
The 97 was sandwiched in the middle there. Did he help you, or was he hurting you?
He helped me and enabled me to hang on to the draft there. If it was just Junior and Tony, I wouldn't even been able to hang on, but hey, great job. And about the rookie, Rebes's rookie, some I'm excited about, and some I've been kind of overlooked, but real excited going back to Rockingham, and hopefully this will be a great rookie battle all year long.
In 2002, a win. In 2004, third place for Bill Davis Racing in the Daytona 500. Bill? Well, back in a wild victory lane with Teresa Earnhardt, congratulations. The car owner trophy presented to you just a few moments ago.
Thank you so much. We're all excited, and it's just a tribute, of course, to what Dale started, and it's a tribute. I'm so proud of all our employees back home and down here. Of course, disappointed with Michael's day, but we're really proud of everybody and how they pulled together and stuck with us, as well as all our sponsors who have supported us so much. It's just a great day for everybody.
It wasn't really that long ago when you and Dale started this organization.
No, things move fast though, and we've been so fortunate with all our people. So it's a tribute to everybody.
Is it a good feeling for you both to be here?
Oh yes, of course. Victory Lane, it's always a good feeling.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Let's go over to Dave Burns.
Checking in with the Yates Racing teammates now. Elliott finishing in the 7th position, I believe. After what we saw earlier this week, I thought maybe you had a chance. What was your car like today?
We were just a little bit too tight, but all in all, a great week. We're not going to complain at all. We all got our race cars in one piece. Both of us were able to visit Victory Lane. We got to start on the front row, so a great week for M&M's and everybody at Yates Racing. Not what we really wanted, but a top 10 is great. Gives us good momentum going to Rockingham.
DJ, a shootout win followed by a top 10. What are your feelings now?
Yeah, not bad. After the big wreck on the backstretch, I had a set of tires that my car just got extremely loose, and that's when I lost the guys. And we made the car drive better, but we just never could catch back to them. But as Elliott said, we both won a race while we were down here. We finished in the top 10. We got great sponsors and really good teamwork going on, and that's pretty exciting for us. So we'll go get ready to race them at Rockingham, drink a few more Cokes along the way, and have a good time.
It's a great start to the 2004 season.
The Daytona 500 has been won by Dale Earnhardt Jr. You see the throng of media in Victory Lane getting his thoughts on the race. Greg Biffle from the back up into the lead group, and then he faded right at the end of 12th. Matt?
Well, it was a great week. Last week you won the pole. Bad news, you had to go to the back, but you worked your way back up to the front today, Greg.
Yeah, I really did. You know, man, I thought we were going to lead there and maybe lead the rest of it when Tony Stewart blocked us going down the front stretch. Almost got me in the outside wall there, but, you know, that's restrictor plate racing. But the National Guard car was really good. Great pit stops. I feel really bad for the guys. I got the tires locked up getting on the pit road and just sped those first 2 pit boxes and then got back in line, and NASCAR, you know, penalized me for that. But, you know, everybody, you got to thank, you know, Subway and Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, everybody that's supported us. I think a great speed weeks for us. We're looking forward to all the rest of the restrictor plate races, even though we finished up where we did today. Still a decent finish.
How tough mentally to try to bounce back when you make a mistake like that?
You're really hard on yourself, you know, because the guys did so good all day. I did such a good job getting on pit road all day, and I knew I took us out of contention. Right there, I took us out of contention for a win, unless we had a caution flag. And, you know, there's a lot of debris out there on the racetrack from those cars that wrecked, driving around tape and sheet metal and all kinds of things. That could have been a caution to pick a lot of that stuff up and tighten the field up there for the end. But, you know, it was, that's the way it is, and we're happy to start the season where we did.
Thanks, Greg.
Greg Biffle with a 12th place finish today. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart led 156 of the 200 laps today. They finished in the top 2 positions.
NBC Monday. No. It's finally here. The Fear Factor Couples finale.
Come on!
What will they do for $1 million? This one's as creepy as it gets.
I really don't want to do this. Oh my God.
The Fear Factor Couples $1 million finale. NBC Monday.
President's Day. We're not just celebrating it, we're reinventing it.
Chevy, with the biggest lineup in America. Now through March 1st, get 0% APR financing for 48 months, plus a $2,000 allowance on a 2004 Chevy Suburban, Tahoe, or Trailblazer. That's 0% financing for 48 months, plus a $2,000 allowance on Suburban, Tahoe, or Trailblazer. Chevy, turn the key, start a revolution. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Want to be like Ryan Newman? Just get Alltel Touch to Talk, the fast walkie-talkie on a reliable wireless network. The only walkie-talkie good enough for Ryan Newman? You got that right. Alltel.
Sometimes stuff just doesn't work right. That's why you should drive a Toyota certified used vehicle. Toyotas have that dependable quality, so you shouldn't have to worry about high repair costs. Don't you wish Toyota made more stuff? See your Toyota dealer now for great low financing on Toyota certified used vehicles. The best new cars make the best used cars.
Ice in Hampton Roads, Monday at 5 and 6 on Wavy News 10.
Here's the idea. Never forget your past. And remember, you honor a sport best by honoring its traditions. But most important, nobody ever got anywhere running in reverse. Nextel, proud to be fans.
Do you really need another reason to go to Talladega Super Speedway? How about a season's worth of passes in one afternoon? Last year's Aaron's 499 had 43 passes for the lead. That's right, 43. No other race even had 30. Don't let the Aaron's Dream Weekend pass you by. April 22nd through the 25th. Two-day tickets start at $60 for the Aaron's 312 and Aaron's 499. Call 1-877-GO-TO-DEGA or visit TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Earnhardt Jr. takes over Wallace as we head into the final.
Racing will never be the same with exclusive content on AOL and Track Pass on NASCAR.com.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team in possession of the Harley Earl Trophy as winners of the Daytona 500 while they continue to celebrate in victory lane. We hear from more of today's top finishers. Here's Dave Burns.
And Alan, that would be the 8th place finisher, Jeff Gordon. Jeff, car in one piece, you in one piece, top 10. You happy with that?
Well, based on the way our week was going, absolutely. You know, we drove up through. They had a great car all day. It's a little disappointing because on that last stop, when we left, we had no draft help and no momentum leaving pit road, and then the car got real loose. So we fell back to 8th, which was disappointing because I thought we had a third-place car. But I'll take a top 10. You know, it's a long week, and these guys did such an awesome job coming back from that, not getting down on themselves, had some great pit stops, and putting the best race car we could possibly put out there.
You like the way this car, per the rules, handles?
Not necessarily, but you know, I think the spoiler maybe, you know, is making the cars push a little bit too much, and the tires, you know, are falling off a lot. I mean, I like that from a driver's standpoint where I can maneuver and make some moves out there, but you pretty much have your hands tied, and that's why you saw a lot of single file racing out there. But do want to congratulate Dale Jr., that entire team. You know, they certainly deserve their in their class of their own, and nobody's going to touch them for a long time if they stay like that.
Another top 10 for Jeff at Daytona. Marty?
Kind of a crazy day for our champion, Matt Kenseth, and just take us through the day, kind of chronologically. It all started out when your teammate blew up right in front of you.
Yeah, when Mark blew up, I couldn't see, and I pulled to go underneath him a little bit and slow down a little bit, and I got hit in the side from the 77 car, I think. So we did a little damage, and I had to go to the back there. And then we really ran pretty good. I was really pleased with our dwelt car. Everything ran good, and kind of got messed up in the pits later on and ended up losing the big draft. Or else I think we had a chance of at least being in the mix at the end because we handled pretty good. But I was going to pit when the 24 pitted, and I got mixed up and he pulled in the pits, and I was already slowed down, and I got going again and just lost all my momentum. And then trying to make time up, I came and overshot my pits and lost more time there. So I ended up losing the lead draft that way. But other than that, we had a pretty good day.
And if that's not enough, the motor started missing at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, we had something going on with the electrical system. The car filled with smoke just before we pitted the last time. I think it might have burned up a rear end fan or something. And then just started intermittently missing, and the voltmeter would go to 0 like you were shutting the main switch off all the time. So we had some electrical problem there we'll have to figure out.
Even after all that, they still finished 9th. Matt?
And Bobby Labonte, what a bounce back from when you had that bad entry on pit road.
Yeah, that wasn't very good on my part, but Michael said pit if we can pit, you know, and I was on the high side, and I didn't know if we were going to run out of gas or not, so I figured it'd be better to try to pit than, you know, maybe stick it out, and if we run out of gas somewhere on the back straightaway or further, we might be in more shape. So anyway, slid through the pits there, and the guys did a good job getting me back out. We lost a lap, got fortune of the lucky dog situation, and got to make it back up. Was catching up to the pack, kind of lost the draft there on the restart, just wouldn't go, and they had a big wreck on the back straightaway. Glad everybody's okay there. But we were able to dodge that, and you know, we played catch-up most of the day, and we finished 11th, which was almost the top 10. But I think last year we finished like 80th, so it was better than that.
On a very positive note, though, leaving here with 11th, going on to Rockingham, points-wise, big picture-wise, that has to be a very big positive for you and Fatback.
It really is, and you know, I wish we could have finished a lot better. And this racing was pretty good today for me, I thought. And early in the race, we could pass a little bit better than at the end. I don't know why it, you know, didn't become any better there towards the end, but for us anyway, a lot of guys, it seemed like it was just single file, but if it was the wind or not. But you know, if we could have made up a little bit on one series of runs and got caught by a couple cars, something like that, you know, maybe we would have been that pack in front of us, you know. So real important to be to get everything you can out of it. No different than any other time, but you know, you obviously you could lose a little bit more now than you can't get you back up. But it's still is a lot of fun.
Thanks, Bobby. A great day for the coaches' cars, 2nd and 11th. Alan?
We've heard from almost all of the top dozen finishers in today's Daytona 500. They'll be there in victory lane for a while, changing hats and taking pictures and doing interviews. Let's take a look back and show you how Earnhardt Jr. won the race. Air Force One, landing at Daytona Beach International Airport just before the start of today's race. And then a very famous man gave those famous words.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
President George W. Bush on hand with Whoopi Goldberg holding the green flag to start the Daytona 500 a little after 1:30 Eastern time. Only took 8 laps for the first trouble to break out.
Martin, the 6 car, loses an engine or blows up an engine in front of a bunch of cars, and there's what Kenseth was talking about when he made contact with the 77 of Brendan Gaughan.
So Mark's dream of winning the 500 was done. Then down the backstretch, another Roush-mobile had problems.
This time it was Jeff Burton.
Ahead to lap 30, green flag pit stops. Tony Stewart was behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. when they started to break for the pit stops. He passed him on the slowdown to pit road. That put Stewart out in front. He led for a while. Lap 34, trouble.
Derek Cope, not sure what happened there, but he did lose it up between 3 and 4. But that was only the 1-car wreck.
Ahead to lap 45. Kurt Busch and Dale Earnhardt Jr. get together. That damages the 97's right front fender. He has to make a green flag stop, loses 2 laps. He would get one of them back quickly. He'd ride right behind the leaders a lap down the rest of the day.
And here's another crash with Rusty Wallace, the 43 of Jeff Green, and the 49 of Ken Schrader.
Now that one off of turn 2 only collected 3 cars. And we say only because then this.
Here comes the big one. We talked about it earlier. A lot of guys got together here. Michael Waltrip probably obviously getting the worst of it. He flipped over a bunch of times.
In that big cloud of smoke is Waltrip's car tumbling and rolling. 12 cars involved, all the drivers okay. And after some period of time to extricate Waltrip from his upside-down car, Michael finally climbs out of the mangled machine. His Daytona 500 defense is over. Ahead to lap 169, no caution from the big crash to the end of the race. So the leaders come to pit road on final green flag stops, and Greg Biffle takes himself out of contention coming in.
That was the pole sitter in the 16 car, enters pit road too fast, speeding on pit road, a NASCAR penalty.
Stewart holds the lead coming off pit road, but Scott Wimmer's team, the Cat car there, just gets 2 tires. He's quickly swallowed up and overtaken, though, by Stewart and Earnhardt Jr., who got 4 on their pit stop.
And then Junior, the move, a great burst of speed to get by Tony Stewart. And he didn't look back, did he, Wally?
He did not. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the checkered flag, becoming the 29th driver in 46 years to win the Daytona 500. It set off a pretty spontaneous and pretty emotional celebration. 26 lead changes on the day among 10 drivers. Tony Stewart led the most laps, 97 of the 200. Earnhardt Jr. led 89. And between them, they led 156 of 200 laps on the day. Average speed, 156 miles an hour, with that last caution flag before halfway in the race. The Nextel post-race show continues on NBC from Daytona when we return to the World Center of Racing. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the 46th Daytona 500.
For an all-new Tuesday Fear Factor. This time, they've got the skills, they've got the moves, but do they have the guts? Yeah, there they are. Then, on an all-new Scrubs, Michael J. Fox in the performance of his career.
Why can't I sit on you? Why?
Scrubs after a Tuesday Fear Factor on NBC.
This President's Day, follow the path to the proven leader. More people return to Ford than any other make, more than Honda, Toyota, or Chevy. And right now, get up to $3,750 cash back or choose 0% financing for 5 years on the best-selling sport utility vehicle, Ford Explorer. 0% can save you up to $6,700. It's easy to see why more people come full circle to the Ford Oval. Don't miss Ford's President's Day sales event going on now at your neighborhood Ford store.
Dad, if I'm going to take this thing, I got to lose this headache fast. Got any goodies handy?
Kyle, I told you he's going to want the goodies on the last bit, but do you listen to me?
Dad, I'm trying to race here. Can you spare me the lecture?
Because it's a powder, goodies dissolves faster than tablets, so it gets to work fast.
Hey,
Wait! You got some dirt on your visor.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
Goodies, it's just plain fast.
Ice in Hampton Roads, Monday at 5 and 6 on Wavy News 10.
You know, normally the Daytona 500 is the conclusion of 3 weeks of racing here in Daytona Beach, Florida, but it's not this time. A rainout yesterday has forced postponement of the NASCAR Busch Series Hershey's Kisses 300, and that driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr., was leading when it went under the red flag at 31 of 120 scheduled laps. We resume coverage tomorrow on TNT at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Share your President's Day with us from here in Daytona Beach. And the Great American Race is over for 2004. Alan Bestwick, Wally Dallenbach, Benny Parsons. Hope you've enjoyed it. It was a great race. 26 lead changes, but you heard some comments about the drivers when the field got strung out, their inability to pass, referring to the bigger spoilers and the softer tires. Your thoughts on what that package might mean for the rest of the year?
Well, I thought it was a good race, a better race than we've been seeing at Daytona. But talking to the teams and the drivers throughout the week, they're all complained about too much rear spoiler, getting too much downforce on the rear of the car, making the car push or want to go towards the wall. You know, and the Busch cars, those cars were a little bit loose. So with an air deflector on the roof, I think NASCAR officials ought to maybe look at putting the air deflector on the roof of those NASCAR Nextel Cup cars for Talladega in April.
BP, but you said it at the beginning, balance. And the guys that can get the balance figured out, I think they like the package. I think there's some drivers out here that had a good handling car, had their car balanced, and they really enjoyed the way the cars drove.
Can't begin to explain what it means to win the Daytona 500 other than if you saw the emotion Dale Earnhardt Jr. showed when he climbed from his car. It's a race that once again lived up to its billing as the sport's biggest prize, and they're very, very thrilled to win it.
Did you see him in victory lane just now? He pointed to the trophy and said, hey, look, I got the Daytona 500 trophy.
It was great. It's been a great few weeks of racing here at Daytona, and don't forget it's not done yet. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Dale Earnhardt Jr. leads the field for the restart of the NASCAR Busch Series race. That's at 11 a.m. on TNT. Wally, you had a good...
I got to come up here with you guys now.
I was going to say, you had a good time yesterday for about 12 laps, but tomorrow we're going to put you back to work.
All right, I'm ready.
We appreciate it. It should be a great race. So tomorrow on TNT, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope you'll join us for that on TNT. Next on NBC, the world's best professional bull riders battle 2,000 pounds of nature's fiercest beast. It's the Anaheim Open next on NBC. And tonight, starting at 7, 6 Central, Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy star in the blockbuster animated tale Shrek, followed by all new episodes of American Dreams and Law and Order Criminal Intent. Speed Weeks is over. The Daytona 500, NASCAR racing's biggest prize, has been won in 2004 by Dale Earnhardt Jr.
The owner is nowhere to be found.
That is totally ridiculous.
Sounds like a job for Telling Your Side.
How can you just take my TV and not bring it back?
We're on the hunt for a wanted man.
Don't repair it. Just return it. Keep the $35. Maybe you need it.
Results of our Telling Your Side investigation. Tuesday at 5 and 6, only on Wavy News 10.
Wavy TV is committed to serving you, our viewers. And much of what we do couldn't be done without the support of our partners on your side.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service is proud to join Wavy TV Tech as a partner on your side. As partners, we can lend a hand to those who need it, recognize our neighbors' achievements, and work together to make Hampton Roads an even better place to live and work.
And that's why Wavy TV
and Jackson Hewitt Tax Service are proud to be
partners
on your side.
I love leather. Ooh, wrought iron tables are so cool.
This is how a bedroom should look.
Stop thinking about all the furniture you want. Come get it today at USA Discounters. Don't think you can afford it? How about less than $100 a month for an entire house full of furniture? USA Discounters has the good stuff. Brand name quality furniture in the latest styles.
Ooh, I love my leather sofa. This table looks great.
Now this feels great.
Get what you want today at USA Discounters.
For more than a decade, Wavy TV and our partners on your side have recognized excellence in the young people of Hampton Roads. Maybe you know a student who gives their time and talent to others. Students like Allison Billett, a 2003 graduate of Indian River High School.
I've had such a great education and so many, privileges, and it's really important to me to give back to the community.
If you'd like to nominate a student for Hampton Roads Young Achiever, call or write Wavy TV 10.
Probably the most addictive drug they've ever tried.
Ice, a dangerous drug that's invading Hampton Roads.
You're convinced that you can do anything. You're invincible. And it's really a big lie.
It damages families, tears entire families apart.
Why is ice becoming so popular in Hampton Roads? Telling Your Side talks to the experts and a user who's trying to kick the habit before it destroys his life.
You miss out on everything. You miss out on life.
Ice in Hampton Roads, Monday at 5 and 6 on Wavy News 10.
Wavy TV is committed to serving you, our viewers. And much of what we do couldn't be done without the support of our partners on your side.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service is proud to join Wavy TV Tech as a partner on your side. As partners, we can lend a hand to those who need it, recognize our neighbors' achievements, and work together to make Hampton Roads an even better place to live and work.
And that's why Wavy TV
and Jackson Hewitt Tax Service are proud to be
partners
on your side.
Tonight at 7/6 Central, it's the premiere of Shrek on NBC.
You're expecting Prince Charming.
With Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy.
I'm a donkey on edge!
Plus, a never-before-seen Shrek 2 preview.
Wow!
Then, American Dreams is back. A daughter leaves home.
Meg's gone.
And special guest star Nick Lachey as Tom Jones. The premiere of Shrek, All New American Dreams, followed by an all-new Law & Order Criminal Intent. NBC tonight.
Next, Entertainment Tonight, The President's Daughter. The fallout over Barbara Bush's dirty dancing. And wait till you hear what we found out about her New York Playboy date. Then,
it's very violent. I wanted it to be shocking.
Mel in the hot seat over his controversial new movie.
Who killed Jesus Christ? Are you anti-Semitic?
Plus, American Idol's Fantasia and Diana. And Anna Nicole Smith's dramatic weight loss.
How much did you lose?
Next, E.T.
Monday at 7 on Wavy TV 10. Chopper 10 technology. It's what gets you closer to breaking news.
From 1,000 feet and a mile away, we can read a license plate on a car that's moving down the highway. We get there faster, much faster.
See the whole story as it happens with the first, best, original Chopper 10. No one gets you closer.
Straight ahead tonight on Wavy News 10 at 6.
This is one of my places where I come every night. I'm a regular here, so yeah, it's a little upsetting.
A lot of people are upset tonight, patrons and owners, after a devastating fire burns down 3 Newport News businesses. What happened and what happens now? We'll have a live report.
Sailors from Portsmouth Naval Medical Center are heading overseas. I'm Tracy Moynihan. I'll take you to the tearful deployment next.
And the really big news, here we go with yet another winter storm. This one looks like it could pack a 2-punch. We'll tell you about that in our Super Doppler 10 forecast coming up.
That and more next on Wavy News 10 at 6.
It's cold. My sinuses feel like they're going to explode.
Aisle 5.
My allergies have my sinuses all stuffed up.
Aisle 5.
Now tell them where you feel the pressure.
Yeah. Aisle 5.
Come on.
Sinus misery? Get Sudafed. Nothing stronger at relieving even your worst sinus symptoms. Not even a prescription.
I'm so congested.
Sudafed, aisle 5.
Sudafed, prescription strength sinus relief. And for a sinus headache, try maximum strength Sudafed, sinus headache.
You really love that mattress, don't you?
Where am I?
The Sealy mattress sale. I tried to warn you. It's a Sealy.
When was that?
Yesterday. Coffee?
It's Mattress Discounters' big President's Day sale going on now. Buy a selected Sealy Posturepedic mattress and get the box spring free. Absolutely free.
Night sleep on us. Mattress Discounters.
Grand Marquis knows sometimes you just have to take them behind the woodshed. We dare you to compare the Mercury Grand Marquis to Buick LeSabre. Now Grand Marquis offers no-charge leather seating, plus a roomier trunk than LeSabre, and a powerful V8 that LeSabre doesn't have. Now get 0% financing for 60 months or $3,500 cash back, plus no-charge leather seating for up to $44.95 total savings. Grand Marquis at your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Closed captioning brought to you by Charles Barker Infiniti and Toyota, Laskin Road, Virginia Beach. Live from the station on your side, this is Wavy News 10.
Winter storm watches and warnings all over the area. Tonight, freezing rain and snow could be coming. We're keeping a close eye on the winter weather that's headed into Hampton Roads. And meteorologist Jim Lawrence has the very latest now. Jim?
Well, you know, if you take this storm on balance, it looks like that, at least for most of Hampton Roads, I think this is going to be a mix, at least until about midnight. And I think we'll get a transition to snow, but it doesn't look like the monster, say, that it looked 24 hours ago. So a winter storm warning that's in effect. That's all of Southside Hampton Roads, excluding Virginia Beach, and the advisory, winter storm advisory in effect for the peninsula. But it seems that those counties adjacent to the North Carolina-Virginia border, both on the Virginia side and the North Carolina side, they're the ones that could pick up accumulations of anywhere from about 3 to about 6 inches of snow. I think probably more realistically, we're looking at maybe 3 to 4, possibly 5. A lot of this is going to be the mixture of the sleet. And again, we're looking for cold air to come in overnight. So the rain will turn to sleet, then snow. Snow ends early Monday, windy and cold through Monday. It looks like the winds are going to be the next big factor. And you can see some of the bands coming in right here as we take a look at our Super Doppler 10 radar. Here's one coming in, say, right around Ahoskie. This is more than likely in the form of heavy rain because the cold air has not really gotten in place as yet. Notice here our warnings and watches. Warnings here for Chesapeake and also as you move out towards Suffolk, Southampton County, Isle of Wight, and also those counties adjacent to the North Carolina-Virginia border. We'll check out the forecast and talk about accumulations coming up. Stephanie?
All right, we'll check in with you soon. Thanks, Jim. A massive fire in Newport News overnight burns 3 popular businesses. Wavy News 10's cameras were first on the scene early this morning as flames ripped through this Jefferson Avenue strip mall. That's where we find Wavy News 10's Cheryl Tan now with the latest. Cheryl?
Stephanie, behind me is what's left of 2 businesses here along Jefferson Avenue. About 30 firefighters were called out here around 4 o'clock this morning when the blaze broke out. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused that fire, but they do tell me that damage is estimated between $750,000 and $1 million. Just after 4 o'clock this morning, firefighters from Newport News arrived to find flames coming through the roof of Ivy Farms Billiards.
The roof has collapsed in the center of the building, and it looks like the fire is being contained at the firewall.
Because the roof caved in, firefighters waged a defensive battle against the flames, pouring water on it from the outside instead of sending fire crews in. Almost 2 hours later, the fire was contained, but not completely out. 2 businesses were destroyed, China Buffet and Ivy Farms Billiards. Another business, More Realty, was damaged by smoke and water.
The Chinese restaurant going, man. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Terrible situation.
This is one of my places where I come every night. I'm a regular here, so yeah, it's a little upsetting.
Customers are saddened by the loss of 2 established businesses, but they are thankful that no one was hurt.
It was a good business. I mean, they had a lot of customers, man. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. That's messed up.
Again, fire investigators still trying to figure out what caused this fire. We've seen a lot of cars coming through this parking lot today to stop and take a look at this damage. Also because there was a pool tournament scheduled today at the billiards hall, an event that obviously had to be canceled. Stephanie.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Tonight, Portsmouth police are investigating the city's first homicide of the year. Police were called to a house on Portsmouth Boulevard around 4:30 this morning. When they got there, they found a woman who'd been stabbed lying on a porch. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Tonight, we've learned that woman was 44-year-old Sharon Lee Randall. She lived in the house next door to where she was found. A man who lives at the same address as Randall has been questioned, but has not been charged with her murder. A low-speed police pursuit ended in a crash in Norfolk this morning. Officers were trying to make a traffic stop near Tidewater and Philpotts. The white minivan they were trying to stop didn't pull over and ended up crashing into a light pole. We're told one officer slammed on the brakes in his cruiser and another patrol car rear-ended it. The driver of the minivan, a juvenile, took off on foot, leaving his 2 passengers. Both had minor injuries. Tonight, close to 50 local Navy doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and support techs are on their way to Kuwait. The team is from the Portsmouth Naval Medical Center and is headed overseas for 6 months in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Wavy News 10's Tracy Moynihan was there when they said their goodbyes and has more on their mission.
In a small waiting area at Norfolk International Airport, loved ones wait to say goodbye.
I'm sad my mom's leaving.
Caleb's mom, Jolie, is a pharmacy tech who is leaving her 3 children and husband.
That's the hardest part, is leaving the kids. It's always hard.
While the kids are used to deployments, both of their parents are in the military, they say it's always a little harder when mom leaves.
When dad leaves, it's, dad leaves. But when mom leaves, it's, she pretty much controls the house, gets laundry done, cooks, stuff like that.
The group's mission is clear: relieve the Army's medical team and provide medical care to multiple bases in Kuwait.
We're going to be providing all sorts of medical care, from sick call to emergency care to we'll have operating rooms. Pretty much anything that's done back here we'll be doing over in theater.
Commander David Price has been through this before and says it never gets any easier, especially for sailors like Drew, who have to leave little ones. 6-month-old Katie is holding on tight as if she knows her daddy is leaving. He's not letting go either. He says the hardest part, missing all of her firsts.
It's sad, but we have a video camera at home, and she's going to record all the big moments. And hopefully I'll be getting videotape, care packages all the time, every week or so.
Before the team left, a quick prayer was given to those sailors wishing to participate.
Lord God, be with us in this time as we take a group of people who have to go away to do a mission.
Admiral Thomas Burkhart, the group's main boss, made a surprise stop to see them off.
We'll be looking forward to having you come back in a very short amount of time, and we know that you're going to do a great job over there as TRICARE Kuwait.
In Norfolk, I'm Tracy Moynihan, Wavy News 10.
Now, this is not the only team headed to the Middle East. Yesterday, a group of 18 from the medical center left, and in about 4 weeks, another group of 130 will deploy. Close to 200 soldiers left our area last night, also answering the call to duty in Iraq, and this deployment is not going to be easy.
I think it would be easier if we knew what for, but we don't know what for.
For many members of the 368th Transportation Company, this will be their second tour of duty in the region. Now, this is the first and so far only Army unit to deploy in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom twice. The cargo transfer unit was first deployed to Kuwait in January of last year. They returned in July. Now they're headed to Iraq.
But it's my job. I got to do it. It's what I signed up for. Protect my country.
But this probably is the hardest part.
This is the hardest part. I'll be back in a year.
I'm more scared this time than I was the last because you hear more of fatalities now, of course, than what you did the first time they went over. And it's a little bit more serious.
We're told these soldiers should return home in a year. Thousands of other sailors and Marines are also gearing up to go tonight. The USS Wasp Amphibious Strike Group will leave Naval Station Norfolk on Tuesday. Wavy News 10 and our sister station, Fox 43, will be there, of course, and will bring you complete coverage beginning Tuesday morning. What does the race for the White House have to do with Daytona? Why the campaign trail led the president to the Sunshine State today? Straight ahead.
Well, I think this is really important to Toyota. It's an important step in our becoming a part of America and becoming part of the culture of this country.
But not everyone thinks a Japanese car company should get in on American racing action. Why Toyota's revving up its engines on the raceway and why some say they're worried still ahead.
You're watching Wavy News 10 at 6 with Stephanie Harris, meteorologist Jim Lawrence, and Chris Reckling Sports.
If you want a really great deal on phone service, now is the best time to switch to Cox Digital Telephone. Sign up now for free activation and you'll get 3 months of primary line service and our Active Lifestyle feature package absolutely free. That's over $50 in savings plus free activation. The Active Lifestyle package includes call waiting, call forwarding, 3-way calling, speed dial, and busy line redial. Cox Digital Telephone gives you reliability and savings. Call now, 1-877-CALL-COX, or sign up online and get 3 free months of Cox Digital Telephone. Start talking and start saving.
Unmatched experience and technology. Super Doppler 10 on your side.
Virginia's budget. $6 billion has already been cut. Cutting waste, cutting from every state agency except public schools. There's little left to cut, yet we have $1 billion shortfall. So, what would you cut? Education with crowded classrooms and a teacher shortage? Or transportation projects, public safety? Or healthcare, where financial pressures threaten vital services? Tell your delegate to stop further cuts.
It's the President's Celebration event at your Chrysler dealer. A time to honor America's great leaders with America's best values. For a very limited time, get an extraordinary deal on the award-winning Chrysler Pacifica. Now get 0% APR financing plus up to $2,750 in factory cash allowances. Or for only $289 a month, very well-qualified buyers can go well beyond the SUV by taking full advantage of this presidential offer. Plus, get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. This President's Celebration event ends March 1st, so hurry to your Chrysler dealer today.
Most say that it's probably the most addictive drug they've ever tried.
ICE, a dangerous drug that's invading Hampton roads.
You're convinced that you can do anything. You're invincible. And it's really a big lie.
It damages families, tears entire families apart.
Why is ICE becoming so popular in Hampton roads? Telling your side talks to the experts and a user who's trying to kick the habit before it destroys his life.
You miss out on everything. You miss out on life.
ICE in Hampton roads, Monday at 5 and 6 on Wavy News 10.
One of the 11 fugitives at the top of the military's most wanted list has been arrested by Iraqi police. Once a Ba'ath Party chairman, Mohammed Zeman Abdul Razag was one of the U.S.'s 55 most wanted from Saddam Hussein's regime. The 4 of spades in the military's deck of cards was captured at one of his homes in western Baghdad. The U.S. military has offered a $1 million reward for information that leads to the arrest of all those on the list who are still at large. Another attack on U.S. forces in Iraq turned into an all-out firefight today near the Syrian border. Iraqi insurgents and U.S. soldiers in Iraq traded fire for hours this morning after guerrillas attacked the gates of an army base with rocket-propelled grenades and mortars. Soldiers of the U.S. 3RF Armored Cavalry Regiment who control the area are often targets of insurgent attacks. There is no report of casualties in today's battle. The campaign trail led President Bush to the raceway today as he goes after the so-called NASCAR dad votes. The latest national poll shows the president is trailing Senator John Kerry in the presidential race. But as Jennifer Johnson explains, Republican leaders say they expected this bump in the road.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
The nation's commander-in-chief gave the command for drivers to start their engines at Sunday's Daytona 500. After a week of questions about his military service and decision to go to war against Iraq, President Bush wants to shore up some of those so-called NASCAR dad votes.
One of the things about NASCAR and the NASCAR fans is they support our military. We've got a lot of really good young men and women who are sacrificing for our country.
The latest national poll shows the president trailing Senator John Kerry by 8 points if the election were held today. Republican leaders say they expected that during the Democratic primary season.
They'd had the benefit of about $35 million in negative ads against the president in about 40 different markets so far.
Senator Kerry picked up 2 more caucus wins in Nevada and the District of Columbia this weekend.
The special interests.
The Democratic frontrunner is blasting the president's team for posting negative ads on the internet.
We deserve a president who wants to lift America, not divide America, and drag it down to the lowest common denominator of American politics.
While the president worked the crowds at Daytona, a key part of his political base, the Democratic contenders are in Wisconsin for another debate. The president will stay on the campaign trail in Florida Monday, while the Democrats' next battle is in Wisconsin, which holds its primary Tuesday. John Kerry is leading in the polls there. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Some wicked winter weather is hitting halfway around the world, but will the bitter temperatures and snow make their way to Hampton Roads? Look at what's already fallen and what's in store for us coming up.
Heck's President's Day sale is right now. Save 25 to 50% on furniture for every room in the house and get the lowest mattress prices of the season. Take advantage of our flexible financing options and don't miss our President's Day specials. Only at Heck's.
Sometimes stuff just doesn't work right. That's why you should drive a Toyota certified used vehicle. Toyotas have that dependable quality, so you shouldn't have to worry about high repair costs. Don't you wish Toyota made more stuff? See your Toyota dealer now for great low financing on Toyota certified used vehicles. The best new cars make the best used cars.
I don't know, Bob. That looks like a healthy spleen to me.
I only said it was most likely the spleen. Oh, like you guys didn't think it was the spleen.
I said it was the pancreas.
Pancreas?
Pancreas.
The right diagnosis is everything.
But is that the pancreas?
Want your transmission fixed right? Diagnose it right. At AMCO. AA MCO.
I'm on a strictly vegetarian diet.
I'm on the high-protein diet.
I'm on a low-carb diet.
A low-fat diet.
I'm on the mashed potatoes and gravy diet. Load 'em up.
From the wholesome home-style choices that made us famous to our delicious new chef-inspired creations, at Boston Market, you'll always find just the right taste to suit whatever your lifestyle needs may be, even if those needs might be just temporary.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Boston Market, we're always cooking.
This President's Day, follow the path to the proven leader. More people return to Ford than any other make, more than Honda, Toyota, or Chevy. And right now, during President's Day, get $4,000 cash back. Or choose 0% financing for 5 full years on Ford Taurus. 0% financing can save you up to $4,300. It's easy to see why more people come full circle to the Ford Oval. Don't miss Ford's President's Day sales event going on now at your neighborhood Ford store.
Heck's President's Day sale is right now. Save 60 to 80% on winter clearance for her, for him, and for the entire family. Don't miss President's Day specials and save even more with extra 15% off entire purchase bonus coupons. Only at Heck's President's Day sale.
The telephone has come a long way, and so has local and long-distance calling. But now, there's a revolutionary new way to call. Unlimited local and long distance, super fast broadband access, digital quality sound, every phone feature standard, no taxes or regulatory fees, and all for one very low price. Savings of up to $32 off your current phone bill. Experience Phonom, the phenomenal broadband phone service.
Snowfall spread panic in parts of the Middle East this weekend. Much of Jerusalem, Ramallah, and Bethlehem were blanketed with winter weather today. Snow canceled school and damaged a wall leading up to the Merabi Gate. While snow's not unheard of, the flurry sparked near hysteria among Israelis and Palestinians who are used to mild winters and scorching summers. They made the best of it, though. Many used the time off of work and school to play and have snowball fights. Heavy snowfall has paralyzed most of northern Lebanon this weekend. The winter storm today closed roads, schools, and businesses to the north and east of Beirut. 10,000 Army civil defense personnel were sent to highlands where they rescued more than 400 stranded motorists. Most areas got between 3 and 19 inches of snow, but the Bekaa Valley broke records with 6.5 feet.
No one gives you earlier warning than the Super Doppler 10 radar network. Here's Jim Lawrence.
Now, a little snow tonight we can handle, but not 6.5 feet.
Well, you know, I tell you this, yeah, I don't think we'll see the 6.5 feet. And you know, one thing about the month of February, once you get into where things are warmer and you have some warm weather, and of course that warms up the ground, I think we're going to be in a situation where we'll see a mixture tonight, mostly, but there will be an interval of snow, say, during the overnight hours. We're awaiting cold air that's already there to build in from the north, and that's where we'll get the transition. In the meantime, we'll sort of see this mix between rain and sleet, and in some places all sleet, and in a few places all rain, just a few places. Winter storm warning tonight, rain turning to sleet, then snow. Snow ends early Monday. Windy and cold through Monday. It looks like we have another storm that's going to be gearing up here, say, by sometime about Tuesday. And this storm doesn't look quite as intense. But one thing that we are seeing, some of the bands now starting to move into the area. Notice this one right here. Looks like it's moving toward the northeast and will probably cross over Virginia Beach. This is some heavy precipitation, mostly in the form of a mix. One thing, the temperatures now are starting to get down at a level where they're very close down to freezing. And with that happening, that's where we're going to see this transition over to all snow. You notice that we've got one band right here. This is the one we were looking at a while ago that is in place, moving toward the northeast down around South Mills, North Carolina. Mixture of rain and sleet. A little further south down here around Grandy, you see some action, and also reports, say, from the peninsula, say at Mitchville. We've had reports of sleet, a combination of rain and snow together, and also a weather watcher out here in Southampton County telling me the same thing. So one thing, it's the temperatures that are going to make the decided difference coming up tonight. Once those temperatures get down to a level of around 32 degrees and below, that's where we'll see that transition to all snow. So right now, National Weather Service has a winter weather advisory. That's accumulation, say, maybe to about 3 to 6 Virginia Beach and also Currituck County. Those areas very close to the ocean, and also Dare County in North Carolina. Back further to the west, a winter storm warning. That would be accumulation, say, about 3 to about 6 inches. But I really think that we're going to have to probably expand this somewhat to the north, and I'll show you why that is on Future Track, our own forecast model here in just a second, which has been calling for more snow as you move up toward Richmond. So about 2 to 4 here, 3 to 5 we think in this swath through here. And this wouldn't be all snow. This would be a combination of snow and sleet together. It looks like the rain is going to end, and then, like I say, when it all ends, it's going to end as snow sometime tomorrow morning because of the cold air in place. This area about 1 to 2 inches, but we may have to bump that up. Notice the cold air already in place. Checked these a couple of minutes ago on the eastern shore and Andua High School with 32, and you'll see those temperatures now dropping into Hampton Roads here at a level of around 34 degrees, so a couple more degrees, and we're going to see all snow, and again, frozen precip. Right now, it's mostly in the form, as I mentioned, just a mix. Here's this big storm out here. This will exit toward the coast off Cape Hatteras. Once that's gone, yet we have another storm that will develop, say, right in here. That's going to move to the north. That looks like that's going to produce more precip, say, coming up on Tuesday. But right now, it looks like that could be in the form of rain, maybe just a mix. So here we are at 8:07 tonight. I'll walk you through this around 10:15. A mix over most of the Hampton Roads cities. That would include sleet, in other words, ice pellets. And then it looks like we get into snow here as we reach into, say, the early morning hours around dawn, around 5 o'clock. And then by about 10 o'clock, it looks like all is done and said. It looks like everything is cleared out. We can say everything is null and void. And then here comes another storm that's developing from the north. This is one we'll be watching on Tuesday. But again, by Tuesday night, it doesn't look that bad. It looks strictly in the form of rain at this point. So rain initially in some portions of the area tonight, changing over to sleet, say, through about 8 or 9 o'clock. And then later on, I think we'll see all snow in the overnight hours, and we'll be back along with more of the forecast coming up.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Jim. Coming up, the Great American Race is over. Can anyone catch the favorite? Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bruce Rader is live in Victory Lane.
Stephanie, a perfect day to begin the NASCAR season. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Daytona 500. Highlights and interviews live from Victory Lane coming up next.
Take the hassles out of internet shopping. Look for products and services online. Then let local merchants bid for your business. All at Shop Around and only at wavy.com.
Pretty sweet. Sure is. Imagine how fast you can. Don't listen to him. You need something for your whole family, like a nice big Odyssey. A nice big Odyssey? The Accord sedan is roomy, too. Speaking of Accords, check out that hot little coupe. No, George, he wants the sedan. Would you guys stop? You're making me look crazy.
The President's Day celebration. Ask how you can get special 2.9% APR financing on all new Honda models.
Hello, I'm Don Roberts. This week's Hampton Roads Young Achiever, Shaquanda Rogers, says being a cheerleader has taught her some important things.
Leadership ability, learning how to take criticism both ways,
you know, giving advice, helping others. It helps you work with others and learn different people and how to work with different attitudes and different personalities.
In the future, Shaquanda hopes to put these skills to use in the criminal justice field.
Helping solve a crime or a rape or anything, it's kind of a plus for helping the other family or the victim, and all that is interesting to me, and I like being helpful to everyone.
Shaquanda hones these skills in the Franklin Police Department's Explorer program.
We have an officer that's in our school all the time, and he introduced me to the Explorer program. Like everything that they teach you in the classroom is what they learn in a police academy.
Wavy TV and our partners on your side congratulate Shaquanda Rogers, this week's Hampton Roads Young Achiever.
Hi, I'm Ron Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, inviting you to tour our factory and see our quality. We use heavy gauge tempered steel coils, Amish built wood frames, and stitched cotton padding. We build our mattresses one at a time. You can see and feel the difference and compare them side by side with the national brands. Then we sell direct to you, so you save hundreds of dollars by eliminating the middleman. Come see for yourself the Original Mattress Factory, genuine value from the inside out.
Hurry to the Dodge President's Celebration event. You only have till March 1st to grab 0+ on Dodge Caravan. That's 0% financing plus a $3,000 cash allowance. Plus, get an additional $500 President's Celebration bonus for a total of up to $3,500 in cash allowances. You'll even get our 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. So hop into America's best-selling minivan with deals that would make our forefathers proud. Hurry to your Dodge dealer because the Dodge President's Celebration event ends March 1st.
Well, I'd say it was a pretty successful start to the Nextel season. It's always a good thing when the Super Bowl of stock car racing is won by the sport's most popular driver. Let's head down to Daytona where a very special guest got things started.
Now it is my honor to start this race. Gentlemen, start your engines.
President George W. Bush getting the honor of starting today's race, and look who's trying to fly the green flag. That's Whoopi Goldberg. Pretty weak flag toss, if you ask me. Dale Earnhardt Jr. inherited the pole position after Greg Biffle made an engine change yesterday. Pretty clean start, but 8 laps in, watch Mark Martin's car. The engine blows. Out comes the smoke. Martin was done. No other drivers were involved. 59 laps into the race, 22-year Daytona veteran. Rusty Wallace got a little loose. Wallace rammed into Jeff Green. Ken Schrader was also involved in the accident. That was the 3rd caution of the day. The 4th was the big one. It happened on the backstretch, 3 wide racing. Johnny Sauter slides up the track, hits Brian Vickers, and Vickers takes out defending champion Michael Waltrip. Waltrip hits the grass and goes for a wild flipping crash. Waltrip was pinned in his car for about 10 minutes, but he was fine. The crash took out 12 cars. That's why they call it the big one. This race was basically a 2-man race. Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. led 156 of the 200 laps. 19 to go. Earnhardt Jr. takes back the lead from Stewart, and that's how it would end. It was 6 years ago today that Dale Earnhardt won his first in only 500. It took him 20 years, but in just his 5th start, Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins his first Daytona 500. Now let's go live to Daytona where Bruce Rader is standing by. Bruce had a bird's-eye view of the race. Bruce, a pretty good start to the season.
I'll tell you what, Chris, NASCAR could not have asked for a better day to start their new season. A full house, sunshine, an exciting wreck, a close finish between 2 great drivers, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. winning his first Daytona 500. Here's what he had to say in Victory Lane.
Just like it's meant to be for one of us to win that race from about halfway on, and I don't know really what I was trying everything I knew really to get by him. I really didn't have a whole lot of help behind me there with the 97. I could back up to the 97 and then just take off and try to run at Tony. And usually it'd run out before I'd get to him. And that one time I just had a heck of a run. I went to the outside, he went high, and I still had a little bit more going and dove down the inside and had enough on him where he couldn't really block me. And he gave me room. He could have drove me off across the apron and let NASCAR decide who was blocking who or whatever. But he made it a 2-car race there. We run side by side for half a lap. And I don't know, it just kind of got by him somehow. Got some good air. And praise the Lord, man. What an awesome day.
Indeed.